Good morning, ma'am. My name is Lavanya Das, and today I'm going to present on the topic carbohydrates. So, what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are broadly defined as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones and their derivative substances that yields one of these compound or as composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Functional groups present includes hydroxyl groups. O's indicates sugar. Carbohydrates are the most abundant of all the organic compounds in nature. In plants, energy from the sun is used to convert carbon dioxide and water into the carbohydrate glucose. Many of the glucose molecules are made into long chain polymers of starch that store energy. About 65% of the food in our diet consists of carbohydrates. Each day we utilize carbohydrates in foods such as bread, pasta, etc. Other carbohydrates called disaccharides include sucrose and lactose in milk. During digestion and cellular metabolism, carbohydrates are converted into glucose. Cellulose has other important use too. The wood in our furniture, the page in your notebook, and the cotton in our clothing are made of cellulose. Function of carbohydrates in cells. Major source of energy for the cell. Major structural component of plant cell. Immediate energy in the form of glucose. Reserve or stored energy in the form of glycogen. Classification of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are classified according to the number of subunits that make them up three types of carbohydrates. Monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, that is divided into three, disaccharides, trisaccharides, and tetrasaccharides. And the third one is polysaccharides. Monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are simple sugar or compounds which possess a free aldehyde CHO or ketone CO group and two or more hydroxyl OH group. They are the simplest sugar and cannot be hydrolyzed further into small units. Monosaccharides contain a single carbon chain and are classified on the basis of number of carbon atoms they possess and aldose or ketose depending upon the groups. Classification of monosaccharides. Triose, number of carbon 3. Tetrose, number of carbon 4. Pentose, number of carbon 5. Hexose, number of carbon 6. And heptose, number of carbon 7. These are the aldose and ketose group present in the respective type of sugar. Properties of monosaccharides. Mutar rotation. When a monosaccharide is dissolved in water, the optical rotatory power of the solution gradually changes until it reaches a constant value. Glucoside formation. When D-glucose solution is treated with methanol and HCl, two compounds are formed. These are A and 6D glucosides. Thus, formed glucosides are not reducing sugar and also does not show phenomenon of Mutar rotation. Reducing power. Sugar having free or potentially free aldehyde or ketone group have an ability to reduce the cupric copper to cuprous. This is the reaction of reducing sugar. Then next property is oxidation and reduction. The alcoholic OH aldehyde keto group are oxidized to carboxyl group with certain oxidizing agent. The oxidation may be brought under mild or with vigorous oxidizing condition. With mild oxidant like BRHO, in this group, only aldehyde is oxidized to produce gluconic acid. Ketoacids do not respond to this reaction. Carbohydrates with free carbonyl groups or in hemiacetal form give positive test to Benedict's and Felling's reagent without having been hydrolyzed as referred as reducing sugar, other that is acetyl types, and then non-reducing sugars. Difference between reducing and non-reducing sugar. Nature. Reducing sugar. Reducing cupric ion of Felling's reagent and Benedict's reagent to cuprous ion to produce brick red precipitate, whereas non-reducing sugar does not form brick red precipitate. Structural. Reducing sugar have free carbonyl group whereas non-reducing sugar do not have free carbonyl group. Example of reducing sugar, all monosaccharides. Example of non-reducing sugar, sucrose. Oligosaccharides. These are compound sugar that yields 2 to 10 molecules of the same or different monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Accordingly, an oligosaccharides yield 2 molecules of monosaccharides on hydrolysis is designated as disaccharides, and the one yielding 3 molecules of monosaccharides as a trisaccharide, and so on. Disaccharides, sucrose, lactose, etc. Trisaccharides, ramenose, gentanes, etc. Tetrasaccharides, stachyose, and other examples. The molecular composition of 3 legume oligosaccharides is shown below. Disaccharides. Composed of 2 monosaccharides, cells can make disaccharides by joining 2 monosaccharides by biosynthesis. Glucose plus fructose equals to sucrose. Table sugar found naturally in plants, sugarcane, etc. Sucrose may be purified from plant sources into brown, white, and powdered sugar. Glucose plus galactose equals to lactose, the primary sugar in milk and milk products. Many people have problem digesting large amount of lactose intolerant. Glucose plus glucose equals to maltose, produced when starch breakdown, used naturally in fermentation reactions of alcohol and beer manufacturing. Lactose maltose. Trisaccharides, composed of 3 monosaccharides. Tetrasaccharides, styrose, composed of 2 molecules of galactose, 1 molecule of glucose, and 1 molecule of fructose. Polysaccharides, 10 or more monosaccharide units attached together containing, example, 1 starch digestible, 2nd glycogen digestible, 3rd fiber indigestible. Long chain of glucose unit form these polysaccharides. Cellulose gives structure to plant fiber to our diet. Glycogen is an energy storage sugar produced by animals. Liver cells synthesize glycogen after a meal to maintain blood glucose level. Thank you.